My bun is in frame. Looks like a nice bun, doesn't it? I want to eat it. Yum, yum, yum. No, don't do that. It's hair. Well, hello there. I'm Nusha, also known as Ferocious and Pretty Pens, and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, I'm glad I haven't scared you away yet. For today's video, we are gonna start a new tradition, and that is filming monthly videos. Well, I film more than once a month now, but every month I'm gonna go over new pens that I've acquired, my currently inked, and inks that I've been using and enjoying a lot throughout the month. My, we'll say, top 5. And this is more so a record in time and a way for me to really show you the ridiculousness of my collection and just different things that I'm enjoying that I might not want to do like a full review on. So that's what this is going to be. So buckle up, buddies and peoples and animals. Why would animals watch YouTube? I don't know. Maybe my voice is just so soothing that your animals can't avoid being lulled to sleep by listening to me. Buckle up, buddies, because things are gonna get wild. Woo! No, they're not. They're not gonna get wild. This is not Fountain Pen Nerds Gone Wild. I just got a visual in my head, and I'm never going to be able to erase that. So thank you to me for doing that. And if I did it to you, sorry. So if you're interested to see the things that I purchased in the month of March, as well as what I have currently inked, and to talk a little bit about inks, then keep watching. So let's start with the pen acquisitions, the Penquisitions, if you will, for the month of March. And I think this is a good exercise for me because it forces me to face my purchasing habits and how I don't need to purchase as many things. But for this past month, these are the things that I purchased, and we'll start off with this one because it's the smallest one. It's so cute. So this is actually the Hello Kitty Kaweco Opal. And one, it's like a turquoisey tealy color, so get off my case. And two, it's Hello Kitty. Like, look at it. It's so cute. It's like, it says Hello Kitty on there. And then, oh my gosh, the nib. The nib has Hello Kitty on it. It's so cute. I wonder if you can see that. I just couldn't help myself. So, yeah, I bought it, and I don't regret it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have been so vehement about that. Other purchases. This is the Gourmet Pens by Tailored Pen Company Churchill, and I just saw it and I was like, oh yeah, brown chicken, brown cow, my friends. Like, look at this. It's all swirly and sparkly. That Gourmet Pens, she just knows. She knows what's what. Let's see if we can focus in on this a little bit better. Hello, focus. Why aren't you focusing? Pardon me. Let me zoom in. There we go. It has sparkles in it. Oh my gosh. And it's transparent, so you can see how much ink you have. And then on top of all of that, apparently it glows in the dark. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe I'll insert footage of me trying it here. And if you don't see it, it means I didn't do it because I forgot. So there's that one. There is this one. This is the Scriptorium Pens, their new model, the Tolkien in Dupras. Why are you focusing so weirdly? I'm a real YouTuber. Watch. This is the Scriptorium Pens. I believe the model, they decided to name it the Tolkien, and the material is Bob Dupras's Water Lily. Bob Dupras really knows how to make some really cool materials. I think he's probably one of my top 5 when it comes to the different materials that he puts out. So that's that. Just mess with some camera settings here to make this a little bit better for everyone involved. Okay, and then just zoom out a little bit. I know, I'm making myself sick with all the zoomages, but it is what it is. And then I got these two. So I purchased a Decimo, which is the baby sister or brother or non-gender neutral binary sibling to the Pilot Vanishing Point, the full size. And I bought the full size because I've been really interested in this material, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just, in person, it doesn't really speak to me. So we'll see what we're going to do about this, if we return it or not. But the Decimo, although it is smaller, I actually love how... Come on, camera, why aren't you focusing? For the Decimo, I love the color. It's this white pearlescent finish. And I don't know if it comes through via camera or not, but it's very pretty. It's very subtle, and you can put pretty much any ink in here that you want. And then these last two, these are the Scribo Laudatas, which I did a full video review on them. This one has the double broad in it and is the Nymphia, and then this is the Campanella, and it has the single broad in it. I've already written this thing dry. It's such a wet writer that, yeah, this is not going to be in the currently inked because I cleaned it out already. It's not inked anymore, but this one still has ink in it. These are all inked, so you'll see them in the currently inked. And these are the Penquisitions for the month of March. I didn't go too crazy. I know I could have gone even crazier, but I didn't need to buy all these. But other than this one, I thoroughly enjoy them all. I normally do my currently inked on a size A6, Tomato River, not A6. A6 is the bitty one, the pocket size one. A5, I usually do mine on an A5 68 GSM Tomato River paper notebook. And I am switching things up. I found this gigantic Rhodia notebook. It's just called Rhodia Notebook. And this paper is actually really great, and I love the layout of the pages of this in order to do currently inked. So I'm actually going to switch back to this because this is a fresh notebook and it has a ton of pages in it. But the reason I like this so much, let me zoom you guys in real quick. The reason I like this so much is because of how it's set up. I'm able to do an ink swatch or color check right here. I can do some swirlies down below it, and I can put the name of the ink and the name of the pen. So I'll show you guys how I do it in a second. I could throw the date up there of what this is currently inked. But I love the layout of this, and I could fit a whole ton of different pens onto one sheet of paper. And I like that it's so big because I can actually see. So this is what we're going to use for currently inked this time around. So like I said, title goes up here. So we're going to write currently inked. This is a Tombow Fudinos. I don't know if this is the hard or the soft tip. I think it's the hard tip because it has a white sort of area where the tip felting goes into, and that's okay. I can use either. I don't really care about that. That's not the point of this. Yeah, this is the hard. But I just like to use this to write real big, currently inked. Wasn't that a creepy voice? Currently inked. Okay, I need to stop doing that because I'm creeping myself out, so I'm probably creeping other people out too. So we'll just write it real quick. Currently inked. We'll do our eye like this. I can never decide how I like to write my eyes. It's just, if I don't do the boop, then it looks like an L, and that's not right, but I don't really like that. I don't know, is that just a me thing? It might just be a me thing. So anyway, back to what we're actually doing. All right, currently inked up here, and today's date when I'm filming this, it is 3/28 of 23. 3. So now, there you have it, currently inked. Next, I do in alphabetical order of inks. For whatever reason, I don't do it based off of alphabetical order of the actual pens, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Apparently, I'm high maintenance, so, you know, it is what it is. But let me go grab the pens, and we'll do maybe the first 1 or 2, and then I'll go off camera and do the rest of them. All right, so the first pen, or the first ink, I should say, because I like to do it by ink, is Ackerman's Paltry Pink. And this is my Nonagon in Flamingo by Santini Italia. And this is one of the first pen reviews that I ever really did. And this is also the pen that Inky knocked over and broke the cap on when it fell onto my hardwood floors. Since then, I have learned a very valuable lesson. Anywhere that I film or do things with fountain pens must have some sort of carpeting, first and foremost. And secondly, I have cats. I should have known better. Like, don't put something somewhere where a cat's gonna knock it off. Because if you know, there's a possibility for them to knock it off, they'll actually knock it off. Okay, so this is and I freaking love this ink. This ink is like punch you in the eyeballs bright, but it's not. It's like they put a little, I don't know, pink or something. Not pink, pink. Black or something in it to subdue it a bit, but I freaking love it. It's just vibrant, and I love how wet it is. And the thing about Ackerman inks is that usually they dry fairly quickly, even though they're not dry inks themselves. Like, this is pretty wet ink, but if I go back here, this is all dry by now. And I laid it on pretty thick and heavy over here. Okay, so number 20. All of the Ackerman inks have numbers, which makes it sometimes really easy. What this is Paltry Pink, named after Poultry Studio. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I attempted to do an urban sketch of the Poultry Studio that's been around since like the 1800s in Amsterdam, in The Hague. So I thoroughly enjoy this ink. Now the pen, what's interesting about this is that it has the flex nib in it. And it's not just the flex nib by itself, but it's also stubbed a little bit so that I can get some additional line variation. Because while it is flexy, it isn't like vintage flex. I'm like flexing it right now. Right now I'm flexing it. Teeny. I think that's how you spell Nonagon. And again, flamingo. I would have named this something else, honestly. It doesn't really remind me of flamingos, but hey, that's okay. Hey Siri, how do you spell flamingo?
Flamingo. F-L-A-M-I-N-G-O.
I always get confused because I think that there's 2 M's in flamingo. And there's clearly not. Siri just told us there's only that 1 M. And this is the Fine Flex Stub. And I had Kirk Spear over at Pen Realm do this for me. He's one of the few people that I trust with my pens. So there you have it. There's the first one. Should we do a second one? We can do a second one, and then I'll go off camera and do the rest. Because this ink is another super cool ink. And again, it's punchy in the eyeballs, bright. So I'd apologize, but we all need a little bit of brightness in our lives. This is a shimmer ink. I know some of you hate shimmer. I don't hate it. I actually like it. I hate cleaning it. Ancient, I think it's Ancient Charm. First I thought it was Ancient Song, but it's Ancient Charm. And I love their inks. Their shimmer inks are chef's kiss. I'm not on camera, but you get the idea. Ancient Charm. I believe this is Ode to... I don't know if this was translated properly. Head. Oh, we're gonna run out of room. Peach. Just barely made it. Boop. It has a really lovely golden shimmer to it. And the thing with Ancient Charm is that you don't have to shake your pen every so many minutes to get the shimmer particles to redistribute. I just shook my pen, but I'll do a close-up and you'll see that the shimmer is all throughout. So it's not just in one place. It looks like I'm writing with like a Sakura shimmer like gel pen. Kaweco Sport. And the other thing about their formula is that they have figured out how to make it just the right wetness to prevent it from clogging up your feed. Because Kawecos are traditionally pretty dry writers, and I have not had this one modded at all. This is a double broad out of the box, and it's able to handle that ink without any issues. So, okay. Now let me show you this ink up close and personal. Maybe. Maybe not. Hold on. What's happening? There we go. Okay, so you saw I didn't really shake the pen or anything, and it just wrote with that shimmer. So if you're interested in shimmer inks, I know that Van Ness still carries a couple of these are still left. I don't know if the company Ancient Charm went out of business or what's what, but I know that Van Ness still has a couple of colors still available. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and we're gonna make some magic, and I'm gonna come back and it'll all be done and we'll go through it quickly. So see you in a minute. Okay, bye. So be really glad that you didn't have to sit through all of that with me, because there's about 22 pens over here that are currently inked. It's usually in the 30 to 40, so this is actually less than normally is, but I am gonna go through this list and talk about my top 5 wins that are from here. Let me zoom you in. Pardon the shaky camera for a sec. Okay, So we already talked about this color and this combo. The Poultry Pink and the Nonagon Flamingo. I love this combination. This is an absolute win. This ink is so nice, and it does have a slight sheen to it, especially on Tomato River paper. It's not so much on this paper. I can't see any sheen anywhere, but on Tomato River you get a slight haloing effect, which is really nice. The next win is another Ackerman, this Scriptorium pen. This pen, I absolutely love this. I love this ink that I have it put in, another Ackerman. So Gourmet Pens Pink. You're going to see Gourmet Pens a couple times on here. She did such a fantastic job designing this pink. This is still a great pink that has just a bit of dusky gloominess, if you will. So this is awesome. Azizah, great job. Not that you even watch these, but I'm just saying, if you did watch these, I think you're fantastic. So there you have it. And it's a great combo in here, I think. I've been really leaning more towards contrasting ink colors instead of just going with the obvious blue or teal or green. I went with something that was more of a pink. And I don't know, like it, don't like it. I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind, but I do like this combination together, and this is a great ink. I think it's only available once in a while. They'll have it on the Van S website, but it is also available on Gourmet Pens, which is where I got it from. Next win. So this will be the third win. Third win, where did I just put it? Golden Barrel. This pen, period, whatever ink I put in it, it doesn't matter as long as it's some sort of like a shimmer ink. This is a shimmer ink that's in there right now, this Dominant Industry Dusk. But I absolutely mother flipping love this pen. I kind of want to get a second one just as a backup. I love this color, material, whatever you want to call it, this sheeny looking, glittery, whatever the heck it is. It's very chic looking, and I put only shimmer inks in here because I put the Golden Barrel ink that came with it in there, and that kind of contaminated it for always, and now only shimmer inks go in here. So this is a big win. I absolutely love this. At some point I'll stop using it, but this past month it was pretty much ink the whole time with some form of shimmer ink. Right now it's Dominant Industry Dusk, which is an okay color, but that's a Cult Pens exclusive, so you can only get it from them. But I don't know. It's nice, but yeah. Anyway, next win that's on here, win number 4. I'm gonna have to go. There's so many wins just on this first page. So that was win number 3. Win number 4 is gonna have to be this, the J. Herbin Shogun Kenzo Takata. So Kenzo Takata is Kenzo, the designer, and I guess he had, I'm making up rumors, but I believe he worked with J. Herbin to pick this color. Claire Fontaine also worked with him and came up with some different notebooks and stuff that are really in the Kenzo style. This is a lot different than what I imagine Kenzo Takata picking himself, maybe, because whenever I think of Kenzo designs, I always think of some sort of a fiery sort of red design factor, form factor, whatever it may be, color factor that's in there. So this is just a little bit different. And what I like about this ink is that it is a really dark gray, but it has this, again, shimmer, this purpley, pinky, bronzy shimmer to it. So when you write with it, it looks super professional unless you get it in the right light, and then you kind of see that there's more to it than it just being a flat dark gray. Okay, so that's number 4. So the 5th, I think, win for this past month, I made a little boo-boo there. A Monteverde DC Super Show Teal. The pen that it's in is the Sailor Pent Pro Gear Slim. Yeah, oopsie. That's okay. Things happen, and it's all right. Oh, and I'll also mention right here, you know how much of a stickler I am for putting something underneath your hand when you write on things? This is why. My human goo got on the page, and we had some issues with some bleeding. This has nothing to do with the pen, ink, or the paper. This is just me not putting anything under my hand, it absorbing some of the oils from my hand, and it feathering. So I just wanted to mention that. That's why I'm such a stickler about that usually. Okay, next win, last win, we'll say. Pannonia Mare's Gold and my Sailor Izumi Green Light. This pen has been inked with this color for months now. I don't know what it is about this combination, but I have refilled this 3 or 4 times already. I freaking love this. The ink color is right up my alley. I love teals. And Pannonia's Mare's Gold or Poison Green is just such a great blue toned teal, and it does have a light haloing sheen to it, not on this paper but on Tomato River paper. And so that's the 5th win. Was it a hit? 5th hit? Yeah, those are the 5 hits for this month. The 5 misses. Okay, brace yourselves. Okay, so the misses for this month are as follows. First and foremost, this guy. Business in the front, party in the back. And I think Aziza came up with this too. Well, hold on. I didn't show you guys the second page. There's a second page. Really quickly, let me show you the second page. We have some Teranashi inks, which is a new brand for me. We have a Twisby ink, which is also new for me, and a couple of wearing goals. And again, it's more of the Gourmet Pens show because this is the one that has the Twisby Real Purple in it. And I freaking love this pen. So if I could do a 6th win, it would be this one, but I can't, so it's okay. But let's talk about misses. Let me just get the pile out of the way. This was a miss, and I don't know if Aziza came up with this. Yeah, she did. So I'm really sorry, Aziza. I love you. You're one of my favorite people to watch and to interact with online, but I did not need a blue black, period. This is a blue black. And I get it, haha, business in the front, party in the back, but I don't know why I bought this. Because of mullets. We'll just blame mullets. So that was the miss. Next miss, Butterfly Nebula. Glistening. This is too light to see when it is written with. You cannot see this, which kind of boggles my mind. It's a beautiful art ink, and I'll show you the examples. One sec, let me grab some stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. After these messages, we'll be right back. Okay, so this, which you can't even see on camera, let me adjust the brightness a little bit so that maybe you can see it. This is what Colorverse Butterfly Nebula looks like. You can't see it. I'm looking at it in real life, and it makes me feel old because it's hard to read. So that's what that looks like. And as an art ink, it's fantastic as an art ink. You can get it really dark. And let me just bump up the brightness again so that we're back to where we were before. As an art ink, it's fantastic, as you can see. Fantastic. Fantastic. But most of us, when we buy inks, we buy them to write with, whether it's writing people letters or notes, and I can't read that. So unless you're an artist or plan to use Colorverse Butterfly Nebula as an art ink, I don't recommend that for anyone. I don't recommend that for you. So that was a bit of a miss. I mean, it was a hit and a miss at the same time. The next thing here that was a complete miss was, I got another ink here. And I don't know if it's like a pen and ink combo sort of a situation, but well, now that I've messed up the brightness completely on this setup, it's the Teranashi Rose, or the Teranashi Opera Rose. And the reason for that is Opera Rose is not that color. I blindly bought it thinking that it would be the color that I think of when I think of Opera Rose. This is as close as it gets, but this is Bright Opera. And as you can see, even the base color is not the same. I was imagining something that was going to be pink, and this is not pink. It is a brownish pink, but this, I don't know if I hate this or if it's just the fact that I don't like the pen that I put it in, which is this guy here. So I don't know. That was another miss. So that's number, I think, 3. Number 4 is going to be, this guy is a miss, which we talked about earlier, because I'm just not sure I jive with it. So I'm not going to go into any depth or detail about that. And number 5. Oh, number 5. Okay, so let's talk about this. Wearing Goals, The Taming of the Shrew. This is a Pen Chalet exclusive, and I freaking hate it. Sorry, Pen Chalet, not that you watch these. But this ink, in theory, is a good idea, but in practice, let me bump down the brightness again so that you can maybe see it a little bit better. In practice, it's a terrible idea. It just looks so uncohesive. It looks like just a bunch of shimmer sitting on top of the page. It doesn't come off, thankfully. And the base color, yeah, it shades a little bit, but not that much. And I have it in a freaking double broad pelican. So that was my 5th miss. So yeah, you know, these things happen. You buy inks, you regret them, and then you try and use them up because you feel guilty. So that's where we're at right now. Anyway, I am going to have a blast editing this video together because it's, I don't even know what I've recorded. So hopefully I put it together in some form that makes sense and it's something that you enjoy. Did you like it? Was this interesting? I don't know. Put it in the comments if you want me to do these once a month, because I feel like you get to see a little more of the chaos of the pens that I have, and we can talk a little bit of smack, I guess, in a very nice, loving way, because these are all still things made by people that I respect, brands that I love, and, you know, it's just these aren't my taste. And we also talked about the positive, and we'll end it there with a positive note, you know. Some of the things I talked about you might like that I don't, and vice versa, and that's okay. It's my world, it's your world, we just live in each other. So with that, I'll hand it back to myself in the studio. Okay. Now that we have talked through all that, really quickly, the reason I keep so many pens inked at one time is not because I have a problem per se, or that I'm lazy either and don't want to clean them out. It's that while I have been doing my copy work for rewriting Herman Melville's Moby Dick, I've been trying to have at least one writing sample either in cursive or in print with every single ink that I own. And that's been an interesting challenge. And the good news is I'm almost done going through all of my inks one round. And I'm on page 250 of 600 in Herman Melville's Moby Dick. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now. So slow progress, but my handwriting has improved. I'll do a handwriting hijinks video in the near future and walk you through my handwriting and all of that. That's why I have so many of these pens inked with so many different inks. And the other thing I'll mention is the currently inked helps me keep track of what's what. I also keep a digital version of currently inked because it's just something satisfying when you go on Fountain Pen Companion and you archive a pen because you've cleaned it. Satisfying. Because I don't want to cross things out of my currently inked list in my beautiful handwriting. Just kidding. But I don't want to cross stuff out because that's a written sample, and I like, you know, flipping back and looking at my written samples. But I also like using Fountain Pen Companion because it keeps track of the usage of my pens, my inks, etc. And again, there's just something so satisfying about archiving something once I've cleaned it and put it back in storage. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I release a new video, because I've been releasing stuff and it's been fun. And yeah, while you're at it, leave me a comment. What were some of the things that you enjoyed using in the month of March, whether it's inks or pens or things that you've acquired? I'd love to hear. We'll sign off here. And don't forget to keep writing. Don't eat things like hair. Well, alrighty then. Do not go in there. Woo! Well, okay. Nope. Take a nice little sip of some. Oh, my bun is starting to droop. What's that about? It is I love the, I hope you enjoyed this edition of whatever this is called. March Madness? Nope, that's not what this is called. March Melodrama. Bum, bum, bum. Nope, that's not what this is called either. What are we gonna call this? March stuff. March monthlies. Monthly hits and misses.